What was the best, do you know who I am, moment you've experienced? I'm the state inspector who shut down 6 car dealerships last year for fraud. Last Saturday, I was shopping for a new car at Premier Auto. I was wearing old jeans and an old Tame Impala hoodie. The place was packed, which seemed promising. While I waited, I noticed someone helping this elderly couple. The help in question? Telling them that the APR is 18%. Meanwhile, the banner outside the office window said it was 0%. I politely waved down the salesman, a college-aged boy with too much hair gel. Hey, I noticed your sign says 0%, but that couple is getting 18. Just thought you should know. He rolled his eyes. Sir, we know how to sell cars. We've been in business for 20 years. I tried to explain the legalities behind deceit, but he walked away mid-sentence. 5 minutes later, the finance manager showed up. Some muscled guy in his 30s with a gold chain and tight polo shirt. Look, buddy, he said, why don't you stick to your video games and let us handle the car business? We don't need some kid telling us how to do our jobs. I kept my cool. I'm just pointing out that your advertised rate doesn't match what you're charging. He laughed, loud enough for other customers to hear. You millennials think you know everything because you read some Reddit post. I've been selling cars since before you could drive. Other shoppers started staring. He was loving the attention. Then things got physical. He snatched my Honda keys right off the desk where I'd set them. Without a word, he tossed them across the showroom to Jake. My stomach dropped. They started playing catch while I tried to intercept. Other salesmen joined in, forming a circle. My keys flew back and forth over my head while they laughed. I felt like I was back in middle school getting picked on or something. After about 30 seconds of this humiliation, Jake threw them extra hard to another guy who missed. The keys smashed into the marble floor and the fob split open, pieces scattering. My hands were shaking as I got on my knees to gather the broken pieces. That's when someone's foot kicked my coffee cup. It wasn't subtle. Brown liquid splashed across my shoes and pooled on the white tile. The salesman stepped around me like I was invisible, tracking coffee footprints everywhere. My face burned with embarrassment and rage. If you don't like how we do business, there's a used car lot down the street for people like you. I bit my tongue so hard I tasted blood. That's when the owner Deet appeared. He took one look at me kneeling on his floor and shook his head. He whispered something to security, then turned to address the entire showroom. This is what happens when we let anyone walk in here thinking they know our business better than us. Security grabbed my shoulder and pulled me to my feet. The guard was huge, probably 6'4", and his grip hurt. He marched me toward the exit while the sales team applauded. Literally applauded. Some customers looked uncomfortable, but nobody said anything. My legs felt weak. The humiliation was suffocating. They shoved me out the door so hard I stumbled, but they weren't done. I was trying to tape my key fob back together when 3 salesmen surrounded my Honda. My heart started racing. Jake had a valve stem tool. I watched him crouch by my front tire and unscrew the cap. The hissing started immediately. Other customers in the lot were watching, but the salesman didn't care. I couldn't believe this was happening. In broad daylight. Within minutes, both drivers' side tires were completely flat. My car listed sadly to one side. They walked back inside, high-fiving each other. Through the giant windows, I could see the entire sales team lined up, phones out, recording my humiliation. Deet was in the middle, arms crossed, smiling like he'd won something. I stood there for a moment with 2 flat tires, broken key fob, and coffee-soaked shoes. My whole body was trembling, not from fear, from pure, controlled rage, until I smiled and reached into my back pocket. The walk back to that showroom felt like slow motion. The same security guard tried to block me. I flipped open my leather badge wallet and showed my official inspector credentials. His whole demeanor changed instantly. The blood drained from his face. I pushed past him and walked straight to Deet. The showroom went silent. My voice was perfectly calm when I spoke. State Automotive Inspector, and you just failed your surprise inspection. Congratulations. Deet's coffee mug slipped from his hand and shattered on the floor. He started stammering about misunderstandings, but it was too late. I had already documented everything, and I was ready to destroy them. Full story on channel, link below.